No, the cowboy is not dead. You just can't see us from the highway. So, the spirit of the West is something that we try to carry with us, but it's pretty hard to keep up with the spirit of the West as we see, especially here in the Reno area, being given over to a lot of development. The rancher and the farmer are being asked to produce more goods on fewer acres with less raw materials and be a, quote, steward of the land, and while letting more people utilize their land than at any time in history. It's kind of like someone asking the manufacturer to let people play in his factory while he's trying to make washing machines. Somewhere along the line, someone's going to get agitated and end up in hot water. I ran into a fellow that a few years back that kind of gave me his take on the spirit of the West and something that he might call reasonable ranching. I got stranded in Winnemucca. Sorry, bub, I can't fix it now, no way. Be at least a couple of days for parts. They got to come up from L.A. So I got me down to the Gray Dog Barn, bought me a ticket for Reno and home, and I sat down to wait for my bus on a park bench, all alone. Now this old timer comes strolling by and asked that I mind if he sat down. I said, heck no, pard, take a load off. He said, you from out of town? I said, I sure am, and I told him of my plight. And he said, well, that's okay. He says, I know Ernie down there at the garage, and he'll make things come out right. I asked him, did he live hereabouts? He sure had the look, from worn-out boots and hat and a snap-button shirt and faded jeans. He looked pretty Western from where I sat. He said, oh, yeah, I've lived here all my life. My folks were pert near pioneers. I raised 3 girls, got 9 grandkids. I taught school here for 30 years. I said, whoa, that's a long time. I bet you've seen a lot of changes around here. Well, he sat up and looked at me like I just boxed his ear. He said, I don't know why folks says that all the time. Things don't change much around here. Of course, Mr. Mahaney's feed store closed down, but oh, heck, it's been closed for almost a year. And I don't know why folks complain all the time, just because it don't rain here all the time. I see them big trucks delivering hay, and cows around here look just fine. Well, Chuck Daniels and his wife did move away. So they said he got a good job down there in El Cajon, California. And they just had a small cattle ranch. Folks said it was something to do with a loan. Now, the young feller at the bank, he said things are great. Lots of city folks moving here. Yeah, they wear fancy suits and cowboy boots. They have home computers, and they drink light beer. And they're fixing up the old ranch houses. They're putting in swimming pools and tennis courts, and their wives love the ranchero lifestyle. And their gardeners plant flowers of all sorts. I do kind of miss old Ed Leos, though. I'd go along when he called Granddad to give him a hand. He said, Senor, come on, we got about 600 head to rope and to wrestle and to brand. Now, Ed's got a good job. He's cutting meat at the Safeway store, and his wife is networking that stuff for Amway. And Ed Jr., he just went off to college. He says he's going to be a big-time CPA. Things don't change much around here. Old folks is just folks, like before. Of course, we got a couple of those new fast food places and a couple of new traffic lights. We got them DVDs at the Quick Sack store. I don't know why folks don't understand. See, these economists seem to have it all figured out. They've been checking the numbers and making graphs. They know what it's all about. I heard a couple talking on TV just the other night. They said, we just don't need as many ranchers or farmers with their plows. And the other fellow says, yeah, well, if folks would eat more tofu and chicken, well, we wouldn't have to kill all them cows. And these environmentalists, they sure seem to know what they're doing, preserving and protecting our forests and our grazing lands for walking and scenic viewing. Now, Mr. Rojas, I remember he sold his ranch and his pastures, and folks said he got rich and paid his debts. And the land's going for real good use. They're going to build 106 of those mobile home ranchettes. Yeah, this town looks good to me. Prosperity written all over its face. Why, I can remember when there was nothing but sheep and cattle scattered all over the place. Yeah, town looks good. Like on the 4th of July, we still have an old-time country dance and some homemade apple pie. But this year, we got something brand new. It's a great big veggie burger barbecue. Well, you see, the town council recently decreed that beef wasn't all that good for you. And I said, hold on a minute now. Hey, my ranching friends might give you some grief. But I give in when I saw the butcher's bill. Man, have you seen the price of beef? Well, just about then my bus rolled in and I had to be on my way. I thanked him for the enlightening conversation and hoped that he would have a nice day. As I put my foot on the step to get aboard, he said one last thing to me. He said, Sonny, if you get back here this time next year, the Mount Fujiyama Water Park and Slide should be open. Woo! Now, won't that be something to see? Woo! Be careful what you wish for. It might come true.